My name is Andres Ortola. I'm the country manager for Microsoft in the Philippines. Thank you so much for having us here, Richard, today. I'd love to share our vision for what we consider the digital BPO and the future of the industry. We have seen and we see several forces pushing to disrupt this market and this industry. Manila and the Philippines continue to be a leader in the world, contended by India perhaps, but just continue to be a leader when it comes to that equation of cost and talent. However, there are many other cities and locations in the world that are major contenders, and they're developing new capabilities that will put pressure on our local industry. We've seen this year and last year major tailwinds and headwinds. Just to name a few, obviously COVID-19 has changed the way everybody operated, and that has brought some new business opportunities for BPOs as companies moving to perhaps offshore, offload some of the work they needed to. But at the same time, we've seen huge headwinds and missed opportunities also derived from the same situation. There's been a huge unplanned cost. We estimate about 120 billion pesos has been spent on unplanned cost, whether it's location, remote work, job, work continuity, etc. And that has had to be addressed. There is an increasing disruption from new technologies and new contenders on automation, on robotics, on artificial intelligence. There's also a threat from reshoring some of these operations as companies rethink about their strategies on how to perform this type of work. So when I talk to most of the business owners and CEOs of here in the Philippines and the world, I hear consistent themes. I hear the same type of questions. How do I become the partner of choice for my customers? How do I move from a transactional relationship or low value transactions into a higher form of interaction with my customer, a higher form of value? How do I improve my productivity when it comes to this new setup, this new environment, this new way of working? How do I look and fight and compete for talent? It's always a theme for most of the companies, essentially, especially in the BPO right now. And last but not least, how do I operate in this new environment with reducing or managing my security and my data risks? The gates of the castle are open now, and everybody's required to operate from many multiple points. And so the traditional ways of protecting and securing the business are no longer valid. So how do I prepare for that new phase of the business? The future and the present and the future of the industry will depend on who and how we implement this new business architecture that will be flexible enough and support the new requirements. A couple of consistent themes are securing that remote work. Like I said before, how do I operate in this super hyper distributed environment? How do I create digital omni-channels so I can provide the same excellent experience to my customers regardless of where I am operating from? How do I, at the same time, continue improving my workforce opportunity when I don't have the ability to have a supervisor or the human supervision is no longer an option? How do I create intelligent operations? And that is, how do I get and feed my business with real-time information? How do I visualize my operations so I can make decisions faster? How do I automate? And how do I intelligently and planfully I can move my low-value transactions into an automation engine, a machinery that can give me that value, and I can translate that value back to my customers? How do I extract intelligence and insights from all my customers' interactions, make sense out of them, and create more intelligence to put back on my business? At the same time, and with that intelligence, how do I create a better experience for my customers? How do I make sure I put that intelligence in front of my agents, in front of my employees, to make sure they get that customer service right and they get it better? And last but not least, how do I transform my company and be more agile and bring those capabilities faster and with more precision to the business when the business needs it. At Microsoft, we've been operating in most of our transformation engagements with a three horizon roadmap. This model allows us to put a time frame and a sequence to all these transformations, all these new capabilities that every business needs to develop. Some things can be done in parallel, some things can be done sequentially. But essentially, what the model looks at is a first horizon of digitization. How do I create a faster, a more robust infrastructure, a more robust platform for services so I can innovate and faster? The second horizon then is innovation. How do I shorten the time to innovate? How do I bring new things into market? Last but not least is once I have these engines moving, how do I then transform my business? How do I make use of these new capabilities I have to inject new business and new services and markets, how to transform the way I do some of the business, etc. All across the new business capabilities we described. That three horizon roadmap can bring you to a vision like this. This is our vision for a fully digital BPO architecture. If you think about all these capabilities are essential capabilities that sometimes exist, sometimes are even in development, but the ability to get them into a digital space and you be able to be nimble and to drive complete agility from end to end in your operation, that's what's going to make a difference in the years to come. We think about the virtual BPO as a concept and how do I create the ultimate state of nimble and agility for my company. These are the vision that we bring building for customers. These are the vision that we're bringing alive for some of them, and the vision I'd love to share with most of you when we engage. We are going to continue working in the Philippines to make sure we stay to our mission, stay true to our mission of empowering every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. I want to thank you very much for your time this morning. Thank you, Richard, for the opportunity, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.